Hi everyone, welcome to another video here on She's Fit. Have you ever felt like losing weight meant choosing between the joy of eating and the number on the scale? Forget the idea that bland meal prep and extreme restriction are the only way. Today, I am going to teach you the actual science behind building portions you truly love while keeping your metabolism fired up. I'm showing you exactly how to turn your favorite foods into fat-burning tools so you don't feel like you're on a diet for even a single second. Before we dive in, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing, and give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me keep bringing you this life-changing content. Trust me, here at She's Fit, you're going to discover how to transform your body the right way. So, let's get into it. Before we start, I need to share something that has made all the difference for me. You know those days when you try hard but feel like your body just isn't responding the way it should? Well, I found out that sleep has way more impact on weight loss than I ever imagined. That's when I discovered Sleep Lean, a natural supplement specially designed to help women burn fat while they sleep. Yes, while they sleep. It's not a miracle, of course, but when combined with good nutrition and the right habits, the results are amazing. I personally felt my body lighter, my belly less bloated, and a different kind of energy just within the first few weeks. I'll leave the link here in the description so you can check all the details after the video. Trust me, it was a game changer for me. Now, let's get back to the video content. To understand how to lose weight while eating what you love, we first need to break the vicious cycle of the scarcity mindset that traditional diets have forced on you for years. When you label a food as forbidden, your brain doesn't see that as a healthy choice, it sees it as a threat to your survival. Biologically, severe restriction triggers your limbic system, drastically spiking your production of cortisol, the stress hormone, and ghrelin, the hunger hormone. This creates a constant state of high alert where your craving for that specific food stops being a simple want and becomes a neurological obsession. This is exactly why, after a few days on a restrictive diet, you end up losing control. It's not a lack of willpower. It's your brain trying to protect you from an imaginary famine. The secret to permanent weight loss isn't stopping, but rather the art of strategic inclusion. We need to talk about the balance between caloric density and food volume, which is what truly tricks your hunger without sacrificing pleasure. Think of it this way. Your stomach has stretch receptors that signal your brain when you're full. If you only eat tiny portions of calorie-dense foods, those receptors are never activated, and you stay hungry even though you've consumed a lot of calories. On the flip side, when we learn to bulk up our plates with low-calorie, high-volume foods like fiber-rich vegetables and combine them with high-quality proteins, we guarantee physical satiety. But here's the kicker. Physical fullness alone isn't enough to sustain a diet long-term. We also need emotional satiety. This is where strategic portions of the things you love come in, whether it's chocolate, pasta, or fresh bread. When your brain realizes it has access to these pleasures daily, stress levels drop, the obsession disappears, and your metabolism actually functions better. Sustainable, long-lasting weight loss only happens when your nervous system feels safe knowing it is getting high-performance nutrition and genuine pleasure in balanced doses, finally ending the cycle of yo-yo dieting once and for all. The technical and visual foundation to ensure you never doubt what to put on your plate, and more importantly, how much, is a method I call 50-25-25. This isn't just an aesthetic rule. It's a chemical formula for your metabolism. Let's break down the first quadrant. 50% of your plate. Half of everything you eat during your main meals should come from vegetables and greens. The goal here is volume eating with low caloric density. These foods are packed with soluble and insoluble fibers that create a sort of gel in your stomach, taking up physical space and sending immediate satiety signals to your brain via mechanoreceptors. Plus, this fiber mass acts as a physical barrier in your gut, slowing down the absorption of sugars and fats, which prevents your glucose from spiking too fast. Now, let's move to the next 25%, protein. This is, without a doubt, the cornerstone for any woman who wants to lose weight without looking skinny fat or feeling exhausted. Protein has the highest thermic effect of food TEF. This means your body burns significantly more energy just digesting a piece of chicken, an egg, or fish than it would digesting fat or carbs. Beyond preserving your lean muscle mass, which is your primary calorie-burning engine at rest, protein stimulates the release of the hormone PI. This hormone tells your body you're full for much longer, killing that urge to snack just an hour after lunch. Finally, we reach the last 25%, which is the freedom square, your favorite carbohydrate. So many diets try to cut out carbs entirely, which is a fatal mistake for your mood and your thyroid health. In this quadrant, you can and should include what brings you joy. It could be classic rice and beans, a baked potato, sweet potato, or even that pasta you love so much. The secret is that by pairing it with the other 75% of fiber and protein, this carb will have a controlled glycemic index. This means you won't experience an insulin spike. When insulin is low and stable, your body receives the biochemical key to unlock fat cells and use them as fuel. You stop storing energy and start burning through accumulated fat, all while enjoying the flavor and energy that only a good carb can provide. What actually makes a diet unbearable and monotonous is almost never the base food itself, but rather the total lack of flavor, contrast, and texture. The number one mistake thousands of women make is believing that to lose weight, their plate needs to be ultra clean. We're talking dry grilled chicken and a bland, unseasoned side salad. This kills your consistency in less than a week because the pleasure of eating is a basic human need. Here's where we change the game. We were going to dive into the art of building layers of flavor that elevate any simple dish to a restaurant-quality meal without adding empty calories, trans fats, or those hidden sugars found in store-bought dressings. The key to satisfying portions lies in sensory stimulation. When you use thermogenic spices like cayenne pepper, ginger, turmeric, and cumin, you aren't just slightly boosting your metabolism, you are giving your brain a burst of pleasure signals. I am going to teach you the secret of protein-based sauces. Instead of using mayo or heavy creams, use plain Greek yogurt as your base. It adds creaminess and an extra protein punch. Mix it with a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, fresh herbs like basil or cilantro, and a squeeze of lemon. The acidity from the lemon or balsamic vinegar is the brightness of the dish. It cuts through the heaviness and makes every bite feel fresh. Beyond flavor, we have to talk about texture. Monotony comes from food that always has the same consistency. Learning how to sear a protein so it stays juicy on the inside and gets that perfect crust on the outside, or adding pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds over your veggies, creates a much richer mouthfeel when your palate is stimulated in a smart, complex way, hitting salty, acidic, spicy, and crunchy all in one meal. A phenomenon called sensory-specific satiety occurs. This means you feel fully satisfied much faster and with smaller portions because your dining experience was deep and complete, not just the mechanical act of ingesting calories to survive. Eating well isn't about eating less. It's about eating better and with much more intention. One of the biggest pillars of losing weight while eating what you love is learning to decode your body as language, specifically by distinguishing true hunger from emotional hunger. Often, what causes us to overserve ourselves and lose control of our portions isn't a real need for energy, but a coping mechanism for stress, boredom, or daily anxiety. To master this, we need to apply mindful eating techniques tailored for the modern, busy woman who is always on the go. The first tool is the hunger and satiety scale 1 to 10. Before every meal, stop and ask yourself, where am I right now? If you're at a level 1 starving famished, any portion control plan goes out the window because your primitive brain will take over. The sweet spot is to start eating at a level 3 or 4 where hunger is present, but you still have the power of conscious choice. Another crucial point is the 15-minute strategic pause. There is a biological delay. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes for your stomach to send chemical satiety signals to the hypothalamus in your brain. If you're a fast eater, or if you eat while scrolling through your phone or working, you'll breeze right past your full point without even noticing. Eating what you love requires radical presence. If you aren't there to actually experience the flavor and texture, your brain registers the meal as if it never happened. Shortly after, it will fire off hunger signals again, hunting for the pleasure it missed out on due to lack of attention. Finally, we're going to use visual engineering to our advantage. Your brain judges a portion by the space it occupies. If you put a balanced portion on a massive dinner plate, your brain perceives scarcity and triggers hunger hormones. By using smaller plates or arranging your food in an aesthetic, colorful way, you create an illusion of abundance. When you look at a beautiful, well-plated meal, digestion literally starts with your eyes. Salivary and gastric enzyme production is optimized, which improves nutrient absorption and makes you feel satisfied with much less. Turning eating into a ritual, rather than a multitasking chore, is what allows you to enjoy your favorite foods without ever needing to overindulge. This is where we turn theory into real, definitive freedom. We're going to talk about how to include pizza, burgers, pasta, or that amazing dessert without ruining a single inch of your progress for the week. The first thing we need to do is banish the concept of the cheat day. That term is toxic because it implies that the food you love is trash and that you have to lose control to be happy. Instead, we work with what I call controlled pleasure meals. The secret lies in smart compensation. If you have a dinner planned where you know the caloric density will be high, you shouldn't fast all day. That only leads to a binge at night. Instead, focus on metabolic saving. In your earlier meals, prioritize maximum nutrient density with minimum calories. Double your portion of leafy greens and keep your lean protein high. This creates a caloric and protein buffer that protects your metabolism. On top of that, there's a powerful biohacking technique called food sequencing. The order in which you put food into your mouth completely changes how your body processes those calories. If you're going to have pizza or a burger, try eating a small side salad or some carrot sticks first. When fiber hits your gut first, it creates a protective mesh. Next, focus on the protein. Finally, go for the dense carbs: the dough, the bun, the sugar. This simple adjustment in the order of intake can reduce your glucose spike by 30% to 40%. Less glucose in your blood means less insulin, and with less insulin, your body doesn't get the signal to store fat, allowing you to enjoy your favorite food with a much smaller metabolic impact. Another vital point is dopamine management. When you eat something you love mindfully and without guilt, you satisfy your brain's reward system. If you eat with guilt, your cortisol spikes, and your brain thinks this is the last time, which drives you to eat twice as much as you actually need. I'm going to teach you how to eat your favorite food until the point of satisfaction, not the point of being stuffed. When you realize you can eat this again in a few days or next week, the urgency disappears. True food freedom isn't about eating everything in sight. It's about having the power to choose what you love in the right portion, knowing exactly how your body will process it in your favor. To avoid boredom and the urge to quit, your meal planning, the famous meal prep, needs to be so much more than just food in a container. It needs to be vibrant, varied, and visually stimulating. The biggest mistake you can make is cooking the exact same combination of chicken, rice, and broccoli for 5 days straight. By day 3, your brain will be begging for something else, and that's when eubiryats becomes an irresistible temptation. The secret to consistency is preparing versatile bases instead of rigid, pre-made meals. Think in terms of assembly stations. Cook 2 or 3 different protein sources like juicy shredded chicken, well-seasoned ground beef, or roasted chickpeas. and prep colorful veggies that can be used in different contexts. The real magic to keep you from getting tired of your food is what I call on-the-spot customization. You have your nutritious base ready in the fridge, which saves you time and decision fatigue, but you decide on the final flavor profile right at mealtime. One day, that chicken becomes a taco filling with lime and cilantro. The next, it goes into a warm salad with honey mustard dressing. The day after, you finish it off with a touch of curry and coconut milk. This small tweak in the finishing touches tricks your palate, making every meal feel unique and freshly made. Keeping your meals fresh is essential to keep your dopamine high and your interest in your eating plan alive. In addition, I'm giving you a smart grocery checklist. Your fridge should be your treasure map, not a source of anxiety. This checklist focuses on nutrient density, but also on convenience and pleasure. We're including items that add crunch like nuts, and seeds, items that provide umami like aged cheeses or sun-dried tomatoes, and lifesavers like pre-washed greens. When you open your fridge and see colors, textures, and options that allow you to assemble a beautiful plate in under 10 minutes, you take back control of your journey. Planning isn't meant to trap you in a boring routine. It's meant to give you the freedom to eat well even on your most chaotic days. Weight loss isn't about suffering. It's about strategy and self-awareness. Now that you understand how to balance your portions and prioritize flavor, the path to the body you want becomes effortless and actually enjoyable. Start applying the 50-25-25 method to your very next meal and feel the difference in your energy and fullness. Remember, consistency beats perfection every time, and eating what you love is exactly what is going to keep you in the game until you reach the finish line. And don't forget the tip I gave you at the beginning. If you need to lose weight, click the link in the video description and get sleep lean right now. It might be exactly what is missing in your journey. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe here to She's Fit, and share this video to help the channel grow. Also, let me know in the comments what kind of content you want to see next to help you on your weight loss journey.